COVID-19 lockdowns in China have driven educators and learners to online platforms for continuing education, opening up a work opportunity for English-speaking Filipinos in the Philippines. 51 Talk is a listed company in the New York Stock Exchange under the name China Online Education Group, globally recognized as a market leader in the e-education industry, teaching K-12 English to students in China and overseas. 51 Talk's founder, Jack Huang, joins us now live from Beijing. Ninhao, Jack, welcome to the program.
Hello, Cathy. Hello, 51 Talk teachers and all of the friends in the Philippines. Good morning.
Good morning. So just take us through how the business of e-learnings flourished during the lockdowns there in China. How many online enrollments did you record during the height of the lockdown there?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So the coronavirus lockdowns in China has really a big impact on the online education industry. So because in the past 3 months, all of the schools were shut down, and most of the students, K-12 students, were required to stay at home in China at the time. So we saw more and more lessons and more students coming online to learn English. So as a result, during this outbreak, the awareness of the online education was also accelerated, even in the lower tier cities in China. So, interesting thing is in China, even the laptops, even the tablets were sold out because all of the kids, they need to learn something online.
Right, so, learning really never stopped, but were you able to catch that extra demand? I mean, the English tutors, were they enough to keep up with the demand, the increase in online learning in China?
Yes. So we are acquiring more and more customers in China right now. So during the outbreak, all of our Filipino teachers located in the Philippines, they have more and more lessons to take. So they are earning more and more in the past 3 months.
Wow, could you give us some numbers there of how many Filipino English tutors came online to address that demand, and how much do they get per lesson?
So currently we have over 20,000 Filipino teachers, foreign teachers, and most of them are the Filipino teachers in 51 Talk platform. And every day we have over 100,000 one-on-one lessons happening in 51 Talk platform.
101 lessons, and most of them being taught by English-speaking Filipinos based here in the Philippines.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very proud to say that over 90% of our foreign teachers are actually the Filipino teachers.
Oh, that's amazing. So why the Filipino English-speaking teachers? Why the preference for them?
Actually, 51 Talk was, 51 Talk was started in 2011. It's about 9 years ago. 9 years ago, very few people in China, they understand that Filipino teachers can be qualified foreign teachers. However, after 9 years efforts of 51 Talk, we made a lot of people in China realize that actually Filipino teachers, they are very friendly, they are very kid friendly, they can speak very fluent English, and they are actually well liked by a lot of our students. So they are also very passionate in teaching, and they are very patient. So 51 Talk believe that Filipino teachers are the best ESL teachers in the world.
Yeah, that's really heartening to hear all the good things about a Filipino English-speaking teacher. Are the online enrollments still carrying on after the lockdown? What are you seeing in the numbers online?
Of course, after the lockdown, or in the short term, all of the things will go back to normal. However, if we look at the long term, we can see that the acceleration, the penetration of the online education has been accelerated even in the lower tier cities. So we believe that in the long term, more and more people will go online to learn English online. So we believe that we need more and more Filipino teachers looking forward.
Right. So how many more do you need? And how do you actually connect the students and teachers for these online classes?
Actually, last year in 2019, we launched our campaign to acquire about 100,000 Filipino teachers in the next 5 years. And currently, I'm very happy to announce that we are on the way to acquire more and more Filipino teachers.
When you say acquire, do you employ them, or do they are they project based? I mean, what is the setup with 51 Talk?
This job is a part-time job. Most of the teachers are working at home. It's like a freelance job. Teacher has their availability to open their slots. So a lot of their of 51 Talk teachers, they can take the lessons after their full-time job, and because most of the lessons are happening in the evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it is very convenient for the people, even with a full-time job in the Philippines.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, do you know the profiles of the Filipino English teachers who serve your students? What do they do in daytime?
Yeah, so it's easy for you to apply in 51 Talk. You need to have a college a degree, and you need to be fluent in speaking neutral English, and you need to have quiet environment to teach, of course, and most importantly, you need to have internet connectivity. So if you have the above, you are welcome to apply in 51 Talk platform.
Right, the internet connection. That's really an interesting point you make. It's not really that robust when we come to the internet infrastructure in the Philippines. So how do you get around that?
Yes, actually, so because 51 Talk is also a technology company, so we actually spend a lot of efforts to solve the connectivity problem between the Philippines and the China. So actually, we have the server in the Philippines, we have the lease line from the Philippines and the China. So actually, we can make sure that the connectivity, so if you have the stable connectivity in the Philippines, so we can make sure that the connectivity between the teacher and our customers are stable.
All right, so how many more Filipino tutors will you be needing over, say, the next year or two, given the sustained demand you're seeing post-pandemic?
So we expect to have about 30,000 Filipino teachers in the next 1 to 2 years.
And that is a growth of how much over the last 9 years since you launched 51 Talk?
Yeah, because currently we have about 20,000 teachers. So it means that we are going to double it in the next 1 to 2 years.
Right. And on another note, I understand that you donated some medical equipment for Filipino frontliners here. Whom have you chosen as the beneficiaries?
Yes, 51 Talk donated the medical supplies to the Federation of Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce earlier in May, and those supplies are worth of like 5.25 million pesos. With the help of Federation, those supplies have been transferred to hospitals such as the Philippine General Hospital, St. Luke's Medical Center, and Metropolitan Medical Center.
Great. Well, thank you, Jack, and thank you for reaching out to our Filipino English tutors here, giving them jobs from where you are. Appreciate it. Keep well. Jack Huang of 51 Talk in Beijing.